I have here a plant stand. I'm going to go ahead and open this box up, and we're going to take a look at all of the pieces and then show how to assemble this and what it's going to look like in the end. I got everything taken out of the box and laid it all out. You can see we've got 9 different shelves here, 3 different lengths of connecting pieces, and then there's a bunch of these plastic pieces that are where you're going to push these and connect everything together. It also comes with some extra gloves for you, a hammer for assembly, and then a little gardening set. 3 pieces in that, and then the instructions. And this should be fairly simple and straightforward to assemble. Just follow the instructions here on the back, and I'm going to show you how to assemble it now. So the first step you're going to do is take a medium connector piece and 2 corner pieces and push them together. This is where the hammer is going to come in handy. If they're a little bit tight, you don't want to hurt your hands, you can set them down and tap to make sure they're nice and tight. Going to do this 16 times, and then we'll move on to the next step. So I got all 16 of these put together. Now the next step is to take the 2 T pieces and another medium and push them together. The next step is to take 7 of these shelf pieces and to add 2 of these pieces that you did previously, 1 on each side, and make sure that you've got them all facing the correct direction. You're going to want these holes and the up signs to the top side of the shelf on all 7 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and then we'll show you the next step. So the next step is to make the bottom shelf, which is to take these 2 pieces, the T piece and the last 2 corners, and assemble these 2 together using the T in the middle and the 2 corners on the 2 ends. So this included complementary hammer is really nice to use when you're making all these connections. You can see it makes really quick work of making sure these are all secured all the way on, and makes it really easy to assemble. So you can go ahead and start building this up now. The bottom layer is going to take 2 of the long pieces, 4 of the short pieces, and you're just going to push them in and make the next layer. Make sure when you're doing these, you're going to want to use the hammer as well to make sure that these are pushed all the way down on each of these posts. Next step is to add the next shelf. Make sure as you're adding all these shelves and building it up that you run the slats all the same direction so that it just has a nice uniform look to it. For the next layer, I'm just going to add 2 small pieces, and then the next one will go right here. I can take it and just set it on, get it started, and then use my hammer to make sure they are nice and snug and all the way assembled. The next rest of the layers are all going to be very similar. You're going to have 2 long, 2 short, and a shelf. And 2 long, 2 short, and a shelf. 2 long, 2 short, and a shelf. Going the rest of the way up, so it's going to be very repetitive and very simple to just continue this all the way up. So I'm just continuing doing 2 short, 2 long, and going all the way up. You just line it up, tap them in, and do that to all 4 corners until you can tap the whole thing the rest of the way in, and then move on to the next layer. So I got it completely assembled. All of the layers are on. You can see I have all of the slats going the same direction. It's also super sturdy. You can see I can just pick it up even from up here at the top, and the whole thing moves together, which is really nice. These fittings, even though they're just pressure fittings, they hold really well, and it gives a nice sturdy feel. And you can see this works really well to put a whole bunch of plants and decorations on. Just added a few things to it here, and it looks really nice. It's also nice and sturdy, so I don't have to worry about anything falling off of it. And it looks really good with all the plants on it. So this plant shelf is super nice. I like the fact that it came with all the tools you needed, the hammer, gloves to help keep you from hurting your hands. Even comes with some complimentary gardening tools, which is really nice. It assembled really easy, and it's nice and sturdy. And you can see the finished effect looks really nice. So I'd highly recommend this to anybody that wants to add a really nice decoration to their home.